Next very important theorem, which is called Cauchy-Gauss theorem. So what is the statement of Cauchy-Gauss theorem? So this is very important result. Cauchy-Gauss theorem. So first understand the statement. If the function, if function fz, if a function f of z which is analytic and single valued. So one is analytic, second is single valued inside and on a simple closed contour, C, then integration fz into dz around C which is equal to 0. So then the integration fz around C which is equal to 0. So this is very important result. So to find the integration, just we check the function is analytic or not. If function is analytic, then its integration around that region is a 0. For example, if function is analytic inside and on the Punjab, Punjab is a region, then the integration around this region is equal to 0. Now here we will use the Gauss lemma. So that is very important, that we already know that if function is analytic, then that function can be written as f of z which is equal to z minus z naught neta of z plus f of z naught plus z minus z naught into f dash z naught, where neta of z approaches to 0 as z approaches to z naught. So this is a result that we used, that we find out in the previous Gauss lemma. So just I write it to remember that we will use this result into this theorem. Now, so first we have a region. So this is some region C. So this is a simple closed contour. Simple closed contour means closed contour which does not intersect with itself. So this is a region, and these are two mutually perpendicular axes. So one is x-axis, second is y-axis. Now we divide this region into square and partial square. So our purpose is to divide this region into square and partial square, divide the interior of region. If I take this as a straight line, again this as a straight line, so again this as a straight line, this as a straight line. Now I divide this region into square or partial square. So this and this. So this is a this part, this part, this part, this part, this part, and this part. So we divide the interior of region into complete square or partial square. So step number 1, so I just write it as, so divide the interior of region C into complete square or partial square into complete square and partial square. So we divide, we have only two choices, either complete square and partial square. So complete square is denoted by C1, C2 and Cn, and partial square is denoted by D1, D2, so on up to Dn. Suppose if they n and m they may be different, so here I take m, whose boundaries are part of region C, whose boundaries are part of region C, right? So we have some region C. So as we did in the previous lemma, so we divide that boundary, that region into square and partial square. For example, in this part, so these are the square. If it is a C1, C2, C3, C4 and so on Cn, and these are the partial square. So these are the partial square. So this is denoted by D1, D2 and D3 and so on up to Df. So we divide the region, this C, into partial and complete square. So this region C, which is divided into partial and complete square. So complete square is denoted by C1, C2 and Cn, and the partial square which is denoted by D1, D2 and Dn, whose boundary are the part of the region. So it means the integration around C. So it means the integration f of z into dz around C, which is equal to integration around CR f of z dz plus integration around fz dz, which is a dr. So this summation is going from R running from 1 to M, and here this summation is going from R running from 1 to N. So this is equation number 2. So integration around this is converted into sum of integration around the partial square as well as partial square as well as the complete square. So C are the complete square and D are the partial squares. Now first I solve this integration. So first I consider the integration fz into dz, which is a CR. So this is equal to, so what is the value of fz? So by Gauss lemma, so this is a CR. So what is the value? So this is f of z naught plus z minus z naught into neta z plus z minus z naught into f dash z naught, so into dz. So this is integration around CR. Now from this, f of z naught is independent from z, so that we can taken it outside. So this term is independent from z, this term, and similarly this term is independent from z. So this can be written in this way, which is a f of z naught plus z minus z naught f dash z naught, this, and into integration f of into integration around CR. So in this case there is no function of z. Yeah, we can say that simple, it is a constant and integration dz plus, so this is a function of z, so this can be written as z minus z naught neta z into dz around CR. So this is around CR. So this equation can be written as a 4 or any other terms. Now from this is first term z minus z naught into f dash z. So again it is a function of z, so it will not a part of this. Here it will be only minus z naught. So this can be written as, minus z naught plus z into fz into dz z into around CR. So here it is z into f dash z naught into dz. So one is z naught and second is this term. So this value, so this is a z naught into f dash z here and into this values. So on simplification, this can be written as, which is equal to f of z naught minus z naught f dash z naught. So all these are the independent from z into dz around CR. So it is first term, second term, which is f dash z naught integration into z into dz. So it is around CR, and third term which is around CR. So this is a Z minus Z naught into neta Z into dz. So this is a, suppose this equation is equation number 4. So that around CR integration may be written in this way. Now from this integration, since we know that integration of dz around CR, this is equal to 0, and similarly integration of z into dz around CR, it is again equal to 0. So why this is 0? So this is a around the square, this value is 0, CR is a square and this value is 0. If this value is 0, so this term will be 0 and this term will be 0. So remaining term is only 1, which is equal to, it implies integration fz into dz around CR, which is equal to the remaining term, which is integration z minus z naught into neta z, which is equal to dz around CR. So this is value and this is equation number 5, suppose. Similarly, we can find the value of fz around dr. So similarly integration around dr, so this is a fz into dz, which is equal to integration around dr z minus z naught into neta z into dz. So this is equation number 6. Now this 5 and 4, when we substitute in the entire values, so we get the result, that is a integration around fz into dz c, which is equal to summation of r running from 1 to n. So this is integration around CR, and similarly summation of r running from 1 to m, and this is a again integration around CR. So what is here? Here it is a dr. What is the value? Which is z minus z naught into neta z into dz. Similarly, z minus z naught into neta z into dz. So this is the value of this equation. Now by using triangle inequality, so this can be less than equal to first part. If I take absolute value here, so this is the absolute value here. If it is the absolute value here, so this can be written as the less than equal to, so which is less than equal to summation of r running from 1 to n, and this is a CR into absolute value z minus z naught into absolute value neta z into absolute value dz. So similarly, summation of r running from 1 to m, and this is a absolute value around dr. So this is a absolute value z minus z 0 into absolute value neta z, right, into absolute value of dz. So this is a term. Now this can be written in this way: neta z is less than epsilon in the neighborhood. So this is less than epsilon, this term. So this term is less than epsilon. Similarly, this term is less than epsilon. So here this equation can be written as which is less than epsilon summation of r running from 1 to n integration CR absolute value z minus z naught absolute value dz plus summation of r running from 1 to m into integration around dr. So this is z minus z naught into absolute value of dz, this values. So this is a z minus z naught, where z belongs to the square CR, here z belongs to the partial square dr. If we take ln, small n, ln, which is a length of sphere Cn, and An is area of sphere. If I take, suppose to prove that result, I take Ln, which is a length of sides of square. So remember, this is the length of side of squares. And what is An? Square Cn. An is area of square Cn. So that is different. Similarly, in case of partial square, Lm, which is the length of side of partial square dm. Similarly, Am, which is a area of partial square dm. Now just observe that from this, we can find the value. Now here it is a square. So what is square? If I take, this is a square, so this term is square, and ln, it is a, suppose, Cn square, and ln is the length of sides. Ln is the length of sides, right? So any point, z naught is point inside this square, and z is also point in this square. So maximum distance is diagonal, this. So what is the diagonal? This square, so that is a square root of 2 if this is a diagonal entry. So this is a square root of 2 ln, right? But in case of, if I take in general CR, so this is a LR, this is a LR, 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 and this is a under root 2 small LR. So maximum distance between 2 points in this square is square root of 2 LR. It means z minus z naught, it cannot be greater than this distance. It means it is less than equal to square root of 2 into LR. So this is our first point. So remember this result, okay, this is less than equal to this value. Now similarly, in case of dr, if in case of dr and also in case of cr this value is less than, so this value is less than epsilon into square root of 2 into LR, है ना? So LR, it means it is here I can write a summation. This is R running from 1 to n. So this is square root of 2 LR, number 1, and integration absolute value of dz into CR. So this integration plus similarly summation of R running from 1 to m. So again this value is epsilon, number 1. Number 2, square root 2 LR dash. So in partial square it is a dash. So integration of dr into absolute value of dz. Now my aim is to find the value of this integration and similarly to find the integration of this integration. So that is in case of a square and that is in case of a partial square. So what is this? It is a perimeter of a square. And what is this? It is a perimeter of a partial sum square. So this can be written in this way. So this is a less than, first term epsilon square root of 2 this term into summation of LR, where R is running from 1 to n, into perimeter of square CR. Now similarly plus, which is epsilon under root 2 summation of R running from 1 to m LR dash into perimeter of partial square dr. So this my main aim is to find these values. So suppose this entire equation is equation number 6. Suppose the entire equation is equation number 6. If entire equation is equation number 6, so what is the perimeter of the square, complete square? So no problem, it is a 4 times length, so that is we have no problem. So our problem is in case of partial square. So this value from that point, this integration is less than, now it is less than epsilon under root 2 and summation of LR, where R is running from 1 to n. Now next is perimeter. So what is perimeter? In this case 4 times LR is a perimeter because it is a square. So perimeter is 4 times length. Now second part epsilon under root 2 summation of R running from 1 to m LR dash into perimeter, right? So in this case what we will do in this case, so just understand, now in case of semi-square we have the situation of this kind, partial square we have the situation of this kind. So this is a dr, so this is a dr and this length is LR dash, this length is LR dash, and this is a SR. So this is an arc length. SR is a length of part of dr, which is part of dr. So part of C. So what is SR? So just to see, it is the length of part of C. C means total contour, which is part of dr. So it means it is a common part of C and dr. So in this case, the perimeter is less than 4 LR dash plus SR, because it is a larger term than diagonal. So this length is larger than diagonal. So we add this to the perimeter of sphere. If this value, it means this can be written as 4 times LR dash plus SR. So this is this term. Now from this, now I am taking summation. So this will become a LR into LR into LR square. So it is a area of a square, and this is a sum of area of square. So that is a total area. So this value is less than. So I just go to the next step. This value is less than first term 4 times under root 2 into epsilon, and this is equal to summation of, which is LR square. R is running from 1 to n, so this values, plus 4 under root 2, 4 under root 2 epsilon, this is, and again this is a summation of LR dash square, LR dash square. R is running from 1 to m, this values, plus epsilon under root 2 into LR dash into SR, and this is a summation. R is running from 1 to m, right? So what is this? It is a area of dr, this term, and it is a sum of area of dr. And what is this? It is the area of a sphere. So this is the area of C, sum of area of a sphere, complete sphere. It is a sum of area of a partial sphere. So this is a total area of and this is a total area of partial sphere, and it is a total area of complete partial sphere. So this we combined it as A. So this is a total area of C. So A is a total area of C because partial sphere and complete sphere is divided from the C. So entire area is A. So this can be written as 4 under root 2 epsilon into A. So this part, first part. Now second part, this summation LR and LR dash, this is denoted by capital L. If this is denoted by capital L, so we get this plus under root 2 into epsilon into L. So this can be written as 4 under root 2 into A plus under root 2 into L into epsilon. So this term approaches to 0 as epsilon approaches to 0. then it means integration around C. So it means integration Fz into dz around C, this term is equal to 0. So this is a proof of Cauchy-Gauss theorem. Now in this theorem we used two results. Maybe some student do not understand that result, so just I explain that result. One, we used dz around CR is equal to 0. That is one we used. And second, we used around z into dz equal to 0. So just take z is equal to r e raised to power iota theta. If we take, so what is dz? So dz will be r e raised to power iota theta into iota d theta, this values. So what is this value? So this value is, if we check that, so this value is iota r e raised to power iota theta into d theta. So we get this values. This is a value of z. So we find the value of absolute value of dz. We used integration around dz and integration around z into dz is 0. Now if we substitute, so what we get? Now theta is varying 0 to 2 pi. So what is dz, which is equal to r iota r, then e raised to power iota theta into d theta. Now we integration iota r e raised to power iota theta over iota. So this iota cancel, limit is from 0 to 2 pi. So this is a r, so this is a e raised to power 2 pi iota minus e raised to power 0. So this is a r 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So similarly we can find the value of z into dz, right? So this is the way to find the value, and around this z into integration of this and integration of z into dz is equal to 0. Now here we prove a very important result, which is called a Cauchy-Gauss theorem. So remember the statement of that theorem. What is the statement? If f of z is analytic and single valued within and on a simple closed contour C, then integration fz into dz around C, which is equal to 0. So this theorem, the application of this theorem is very important. For example, if this is some region, and my aim is to prove that the integration of this z. Now just see that this is a polynomial in z, and we know that this is a analytic function. If it is an analytic function, so integration around this region is 0. If I take fz, which is equal to 1 over z, now it is analytic at every point except z equal to 0, except z equal to 0. Okay? So its integration around this region, because 0 is part of this region, is not necessary 0, is not necessary 0. So function must be analytic in that region, then it means that function will be, the integration of that function will be 0. So after that we will discuss the Cauchy theorem, that is similar to Cauchy-Gauss theorem, but with one condition addition to the previous one. So this is next is Cauchy theorem. The statement of Cauchy theorem is, if function is analytic and its derivative is continuous at every point, then the integration around that is equal to 0. So that is similar, but one condition is addition to previous one, because what is that condition? Its derivative is continuous. So we will discuss in the next lecture.